Welcome to this eye-opening exploration of spiritual attacks. Have you ever felt like unseen forces were working against you? Do you sometimes wonder why life seems harder than it should be? You're not alone. Many people experience spiritual attacks without realizing it. In this video, we'll uncover the warning signs of these hidden battles and equip you with the knowledge to defend yourself. Spiritual attacks are real and they can affect anyone. But what exactly are they? A spiritual attack is an attempt by negative spiritual forces to disrupt your life, shake your faith, or hinder your personal growth. These attacks often target individuals who are making positive changes in their lives or those who have a strong spiritual connection. The goal of these attacks is to wear you down, make you doubt yourself, and ultimately pull you away from your path. Why do spiritual attacks happen? It's important to understand that as you grow spiritually and become more aligned with your true purpose, you may face increased resistance from negative forces. This doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. In fact, it often means you're on the right track. These attacks can be seen as a form of spiritual opposition to your progress and growth. Now let's dive into the first warning sign of a spiritual attack: overwhelming negativity. This isn't just a bad day or a temporary funk. We're talking about a sudden and persistent flood of negative thoughts and emotions that seem to come out of nowhere. You might find yourself constantly doubting your abilities, feeling worthless, or expecting the worst in every situation. It's as if a dark cloud has settled over your mind, coloring everything in shades of gray. This overwhelming negativity can manifest in various ways. You might wake up feeling drained and pessimistic before your day even begins. Small setbacks that you would normally brush off suddenly feel like insurmountable obstacles. You may find yourself dwelling on past mistakes or perceived failures, unable to focus on the present or look forward to the future. This constant barrage of negative thoughts can be exhausting and demoralizing. It's crucial to recognize that these thoughts and feelings aren't necessarily your own. In a spiritual attack, negative forces attempt to plant these ideas in your mind, making you believe they're coming from you. By recognizing this negativity as an external influence, you can start to separate yourself from these thoughts and regain control of your mental space. The second sign of a spiritual attack involves unexplained health issues. This doesn't mean every headache or bout of fatigue is a spiritual attack, but pay attention if you experience persistent physical symptoms that don't have an apparent medical cause. You might find yourself constantly tired, no matter how much you sleep, or you could develop chronic pain that doctors can't explain. Insomnia is another common manifestation, where you lie awake night after night, unable to quiet your mind and rest. These health issues can be particularly frustrating because they often don't respond to normal treatments. You might try changing your diet, exercising more, or taking supplements, only to find that nothing seems to help. This can lead to feelings of helplessness and further strain your emotional and mental well-being. It's important to note that while these symptoms can be signs of a spiritual attack, you should always consult with medical professionals to rule out any underlying health conditions. Spiritual attacks often target the mind-body connection, so addressing both the physical and spiritual aspects is crucial for healing. The third warning sign of a spiritual attack is relationship troubles. This goes beyond normal disagreements or temporary rough patches. During a spiritual attack, you might notice a sudden increase in conflicts with your loved ones, friends, or colleagues. Communication becomes difficult, and misunderstandings seem to multiply. You might find yourself getting irritated easily or saying things you don't mean. Moreover, you might start feeling isolated or disconnected from the people around you. Even when you're in a room full of friends or family, you might feel alone or out of place. This isolation can be a deliberate tactic of spiritual attacks, attempting to cut you off from your support system and make you more vulnerable. These relationship troubles can be particularly distressing because they affect the people you care about most. You might start questioning your ability to maintain healthy relationships or worry that you're pushing people away. It's important to remember that these difficulties are often temporary and not a reflection of your true self or the strength of your relationships. The fourth sign of a spiritual attack is a loss of purpose. This can feel like a deep existential crisis where you suddenly question the meaning of your life and everything you've been working towards. Goals that once excited you now seem pointless or unattainable. You might wake up wondering why you're even bothering to get out of bed. This loss of purpose often comes with a profound lack of motivation. Tasks that you used to enjoy or find fulfilling now feel like burdensome chores. You might struggle to concentrate at work or lose interest in hobbies that once brought you joy. This can lead to a feeling of stagnation, as if you're just going through the motions of life without any real direction or purpose. During this time, you might find yourself questioning your career choices, relationships, or life path. While self-reflection can be healthy, a spiritual attack turns this introspection into a weapon of self-doubt and confusion. The goal is to make you feel lost and directionless, weakening your resolve and making you more susceptible to negative influences. The fifth warning sign of a spiritual attack is spiritual disconnection. If you're a person of faith or have a spiritual practice, you might suddenly find it difficult to connect with your beliefs. Prayer or meditation, which may have once been a source of comfort and guidance, now feels empty or pointless. You might try to read spiritual texts or engage in rituals, only to find that the words seem hollow and the actions meaningless. And this spiritual disconnection can be deeply distressing, especially if your faith has been a cornerstone of your life. You might feel as if you're calling out into a void with no response. This can lead to doubts about your beliefs and a sense of abandonment. It's important to understand that this feeling of disconnection is often a temporary result of the spiritual attack, not a permanent loss of faith. Even if you're not particularly religious, you might experience this disconnection as a loss of connection to your inner self or to the world around you. You might feel out of sync with nature or struggle to find meaning in experiences that once filled you with awe or wonder. This disconnection can leave you feeling adrift and vulnerable. The sixth sign of a spiritual attack involves unusual coincidences or a string of bad luck events. While everyone experiences setbacks and obstacles in life, during a spiritual attack, these negative events seem to pile up relentlessly. It might start with small annoyances. Your alarm doesn't go off, you spill coffee on your shirt, you miss your bus. But as these incidents accumulate, they begin to feel like more than just random chance. You might notice that obstacles seem to appear precisely in the areas of your life where you're trying to make progress. If you're working on an important project, you might encounter unexpected delays or complications. If you're trying to improve your health, you might suddenly face injuries or illnesses that set you back. These obstacles can make you feel like you're fighting an uphill battle, sapping your energy and determination. It's crucial to maintain perspective during these times. While it may feel like the universe is conspiring against you, these events are often temporary manifestations of the spiritual attack. By recognizing them as such, you can avoid falling into despair or giving up on your goals. The seventh warning sign of a spiritual attack is the experience of intense temptations. This isn't just about being tempted to eat an extra slice of cake or skip a workout. During a spiritual attack, you might find yourself suddenly struggling with urges to engage in behaviors that you know are harmful or go against your values. For some people, this might manifest as a resurgence of old habits or addictions they thought they had overcome. You might feel a strong pull towards substances or behaviors that you've worked hard to leave behind. For others, it might involve new temptations, sudden impulses to lie, cheat, or hurt others in ways that are out of character for you. These temptations can be particularly distressing because they often feel foreign, as if they're coming from outside of you. You might wonder why you're suddenly having these thoughts or urges, especially if they go against everything you believe in. This internal conflict can be exhausting and demoralizing. It's important to remember that experiencing temptation doesn't make you a bad person. The spiritual attack is attempting to weaken your resolve and push you off your path. By recognizing these temptations for what they are, external influences rather than reflections of your true self, you can begin to resist them more effectively. Now that we've covered the warning signs of a spiritual attack, let's talk about how to protect yourself The first step in defending against spiritual attacks is to strengthen your spiritual foundation. This doesn't necessarily mean becoming more religious, but rather developing a stronger connection to your inner self and your personal beliefs. For some people, this might involve deepening their religious practice through prayer, meditation, or studying spiritual texts. For others, it might mean spending more time in nature, practicing mindfulness, or engaging in activities that bring them a sense of peace and connection. The key is to find practices that resonate with you and make them a regular part of your life. Building a strong spiritual foundation also involves cultivating positive thoughts and emotions. This doesn't mean ignoring negative feelings or pretending everything is always perfect. Rather, it's about developing the ability to acknowledge difficulties while maintaining hope and a positive outlook. Practice gratitude by regularly noting the things you're thankful for, no matter how small. Seek out inspirational content that uplifts and motivates you. Another crucial aspect of protecting yourself from spiritual attacks is seeking support from trusted individuals. This could be friends, family members, spiritual leaders, or mental health professionals. The important thing is to have people in your life who understand and support your spiritual journey. When you're under spiritual attack, it can be tempting to isolate yourself. Resist this urge. Reach out to your support network, share your experiences, and ask for help when you need it. Sometimes, simply talking about what you're going through can help you gain perspective and find solutions. If you're part of a spiritual or religious community, consider becoming more involved. Attend services or group meetings regularly, participate in community events, or volunteer for charitable activities. Being around others who share your beliefs can provide comfort and strengthen your spiritual defenses. Seeking help is not a sign of weakness, sir. It's a wise and courageous step towards overcoming spiritual attacks and growing stronger. If you're struggling with persistent negative thoughts or feelings, don't hesitate to reach out to a mental health professional. They can provide valuable tools and strategies to cope with the mental and emotional aspects of spiritual attacks. One of the most powerful tools in combating spiritual attacks is awareness. By learning to recognize the signs of an attack as it's happening, you can respond more quickly and effectively. Pay attention to your thoughts, emotions, and experiences. If you notice several of the warning signs we've discussed, it might be time to take action. When you recognize that you're under spiritual attack, take a moment to center yourself. This might involve taking a few deep breaths, saying a prayer, or repeating a positive affirmation. Remind yourself that what you're experiencing is temporary and doesn't define you. Once you've centered yourself, you can start to take control of your spiritual well-being. Challenge negative thoughts and replace them with positive ones. If you're feeling disconnected from your faith, make a conscious effort to engage in spiritual practices, even if they don't feel meaningful at first. If you're experiencing relationship troubles, make an extra effort to communicate openly and honestly with your loved ones. Remember, you have the power to resist spiritual attacks. They may be unseen, but they are not unbeatable. By staying aware and taking proactive steps to protect yourself, you can maintain control of your spiritual well-being. As we move forward, it's important to understand that spiritual attacks, while challenging, can also be opportunities for growth. Each attack you overcome makes you stronger and more resilient. You develop new skills, deepen your understanding of yourself, and strengthen your spiritual connections. When you're in the midst of a spiritual attack, try to view it as a chance to learn and grow. What is this experience teaching you about yourself? How can you use this challenge to become stronger? By reframing the attack in this way, you take away some of its power and turn it into a tool for personal development. Building resilience against future attacks is an ongoing process. It involves continually strengthening your spiritual foundation, maintaining awareness, and developing healthy coping mechanisms. The more you practice these skills, the better equipped you'll be to handle future challenges. Remember to be patient and kind with yourself as you navigate these experiences. Overcoming spiritual attacks takes time and effort. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small it may seem. Every step forward is a victory. Spiritual attacks are real challenges that many people face. By learning to recognize the warning signs, overwhelming negativity, unexplained health issues, relationship troubles, loss of purpose, spiritual disconnection, unusual coincidences, and intense temptations, you can identify these attacks early and take steps to protect yourself. You're not alone in this struggle. Seek support from trusted individuals. Strengthen your spiritual foundation and maintain awareness of your thoughts and experiences. With time and practice, you can develop the tools and resilience to overcome spiritual attacks and continue on your path of growth and self-discovery. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of spiritual attacks. We hope this information empowers you to recognize and overcome these unseen challenges. Remember, you have the strength within you to face any spiritual attack. Stay vigilant, stay strong, and keep growing. Your spiritual journey is unique and valuable, and you have the power to protect and nurture it.